everyone. Welcome back to Tales from the Cult. It is your hostess, Queen Charisma, and I'm back with another podcast episode. So, I know I have not posted in a while, so this is why I'm going live. I will be going live periodically on this channel. I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel, everyone who supports the channel, everyone who supports the vision. Thank you so much. In today's video, I want to talk about life after a cult. After being in a cult, what is life like? And the reason I want to talk about this is because I am a survivor of a Black Hebrew Israelite cult called Israel United in Christ. Um, Israel United in Christ is gaining a lot of popularity. They have gained a lot of popularity throughout the years since they've been established in 2003. Check out my other videos. I'm not going to really get into the history of all that, but what I want to focus on in this video is life after a cult and what you could really expect. Now, it's going to be different for everyone. I can only speak on my experiences. Some people, they use religion to heal. I can't use religion to heal religious abuse. That's just something I can't do. That's something that I've learned, that I'm not able to heal what happened to me with another religion. So, for example, some people, after they leave IUIC, they are back in church, back in the Christian church. They're back, heavily in religious activity. I can't do that because that's the very thing that hurt me, right? So for me, healing, this is more mental. This is more of mental health, a mental health issue than a religious issue. So when you are in these cults, it's actually mental as well as physical. If you've been abused physically, right? That's different. I'm talking about the mental aspect of being exploited for loving God, for loving the Bible, for loving Jesus and wanting to do good and being exploited for that. Now it's a mental issue, right? It's trauma there. It may be PTSD. You might have anxiety. You might have nightmares. These are all things that I had after I left IUIC. I had night terrors. I would wake up in the middle of the night because of all of the harassment, all of the death wishes, all of the false predictions of me. The leaders, they would say, she's going to die in this year. They would give their members a year that I would die. So all those things had a mental effect on me, a negative psychological impact on me. And I used to wake up with my shirts just drenched in sweat. I used to wake up just kind of shaking, shivering because now I'm cold from the sweat, right? Just the anxiety, the panic attacks, the sweaty palms, just talking about my story, how I survived, all that used to happen. Every time I would make a video, I had to calm myself down. And a lot of those issues that I had, I used to cope in a negative way. And thank God I don't, it's an ongoing battle, whether it's drinking, whether it's smoking. Thank God I've been delivered from that. Of course, sometimes you relapse and then, you get back on your feet. So you could expect stuff like that from survivors of IUIC. And this is real. It affects you long term, right? This is something that is going to be with you for the rest of your life. And you have to find a way to heal. Now, the trust of leaders in religion, that's going to take time. The trust in people, right? That's going to take a lot of time to rebuild trust in humanity, to rebuild trust in religious leaders, to rebuild trust in yourself. Some people, they doubt themselves. They don't trust themselves making any more decisions when it comes to religion, because this is an area where not many people talk about, right? You don't really see too many counselors or therapists talk about religious abuse, trauma informed therapists, right? People who know what you've been through. And this is why my voice is very important, because you don't hear people talking about it. And if they're talking about it, they're usually, it's coming from a journalist aspect, right? They want to know the story. But my thing is, what about the healing, right? What about the healing aspect of it? And that's what I want to focus on. And that's what I've been helping people with, the healing part after the cult, by building this community, Tales from the Cult, by building my main channel, Charisma Speaks, with all my videos about what happened to me and all the stories and everything that I went through. And y'all can go check it out on my main channel, the other videos that I will put on this channel as well. But that's how I started, and that's what helped me to heal, right? I didn't heal with a therapist or a counselor. I healed myself. And there are still things that I'm working on that I may need professional help for, that I'm dealing with, that I have taken the necessary steps to do, right? I have made progress in that area, but it's going to take a lot of time for you to heal. This is not an overnight get over it type of thing. This is a mental trauma that is going to affect you for the rest of your life, right? The rest of your life. So I like to say that religion does not replace therapy. Religion does not replace therapy. There were so many people who, in my opinion, were mentally unstable in IUIC, and they use religion to, I guess, comfort them, because they're not healing. They use religion to comfort them. They use hatred to comfort them, right? And a lot of people in IUIC are full of hate, and they think that they're not. They have this delusional mindset that everything they do is right. Everything that everybody else do is wrong. They think everybody's going to be saved. They think they're all going to heaven. They think they just are perfect, and their leaders are like gods. And again, that's so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth. So I had to endure narcissistic behavior, abusive, a lot of verbal abuse. These are things that takes time to heal from, right? It takes a lot of time. So don't expect to be healed overnight if you have survived IUIC. Don't expect there to be support. Hopefully you could get support from these videos that I do, but keep in mind, it's not many people talking, especially not consistently. They might come out and tell their story and then they disappear. Obviously, this is my calling to keep on talking about it. So I'm going to keep talking about it. I know it helps people. People have reached out. I appreciate everybody who have reached out. Just know that I cannot make or force anybody to leave IUIC who don't want to leave IUIC. They have to want to do it themselves. Nobody can force anybody to leave a group that they don't want to leave. Welcome, D. Freeman. D. Freeman said, hello, hello, survived the cult myself. I'm still questioning my life choices. Couldn't go back to church. Yeah. That's the thing. People want to get you to join something else, right? So whether that's Christianity, right? That's what I grew up on. I grew up on Christianity. I was sucked into this cult who I thought were Christian based because their name says Israel United in Christ. So I'm like, okay, they believe in Christ. So, well, to me, that means they're Christian, right? They know the Bible. They have a name that says United in Christ. So I'm thinking this is a Bible-based Christian type of sector of, I guess, Black Hebrew Israelitism or whatever. So it was completely the opposite, right? They completely destroyed my faith. They completely destroyed the person that I came in as. I had to find myself because I lost myself in that group and I almost lost my mind, right? Luckily, I didn't lose my mind, but I almost lost my mind. But when you are coming out of that, oftentimes you get other people, maybe it's Christianity, right? This is what happened to me. I had Christians telling me, okay, you need to go back in church. You need to go, you need to read the Bible. I'm like, see, this is what's dangerous. The Bible that was used to abuse me, that was used to manipulate me, that was used to exploit me, how is that now going to heal me when I'm fresh out of that cult, right? And this is why I had to break free of Christians. I had to break free of anybody who was in a religious group because they just did not understand. And they were equally as judgmental as the people in the cult, just a different way, right? They judged me for not going to church. They judged me for not being some super Christian that they were, right? Or presented themselves to be. They judged me for not looking a certain way, right? And I was like, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the judgment from the cult. I'm tired of the judgment from Christians. I'm tired of the judgment, period. I'm not doing anything religious at this point. I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to heal. Whatever that healing is for me, that's what I got to go through. Whether it's me exploring different paths, right? Whatever it is for me, that's what I'm going to do without judgment, without caring what people think, because I'm not pleasing anybody. Nobody walked in my shoes. Nobody walked in your shoes. Nobody could tell me how to live or how to feel or to just get over it, because at the end of the day, this is a mental thing. It's mental abuse. It's spiritual abuse. And you can't just get over it like people just assume. And hopping in another group is not going to heal you, right? A lot of the times, professional therapy may help, but we have to learn to reflect on our own actions and what happened, and just process it. And that takes years. It takes years to unlearn the lies, to unlearn the bad behavior, to unlearn what we've been taught that was wrong, that was incorrect. Or maybe it was just their religious point of view, whatever it was. If it was destructive, if it was abuse, if it was wrong, then that was destructive to you. And so many people want to pull you in a religion, want you to denounce this and do this. No, 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 no. That did not help me, right? It did not help me. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and that's okay. Don't let people make you feel like you have to go in a church or join another Hebrew Israelite group or join another group. No, 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 no. It's time to be alone. It's time to separate yourself from these groups. It's time to get healing from within and start to learn yourself all over again. Right? Because a lot of people, they lose themselves. They become identical people in the cult. You lose your identity. That's the first thing you lose. They replace your identity with a pseudo identity, which is not really you. And you start to be influenced by that, thinking you're doing the right thing, thinking this is what's going to get you to heaven, thinking this is the right way to go. And then you find out later you've been tricked, you've been fooled, you've been scammed, you've been exploited, and now they just spit you out, slander your name, and now you got to deal with all of that, right? All that emotional damage, all the psychological damage, and if you were physically abused, even the physical damage. So healing from a cult takes years. It takes years. It takes years of finding yourself again. It takes years of remembering who you were before the cult, right? You might have to go back and look at photos, or go back and look at things that you used to love. Oh, I remember I used to love painting. I used to love the simple stuff. I used to love going to the library. I used to love reading books. I used to love this. I used to love that. You have to literally get back in touch with your inner child to remember who you were, remember what you love doing, and start to do the things you love again. And that has helped me to heal. I'm still healing, but it's more of a I would say it's more of a healed wound than an open wound, right? An open wound. So it takes years to heal. It's going to take a long time. Don't rush yourself. Do not rush yourself. I would say research the videos, right? Research ex-members, what they went through. Research cults. What is a cult? How do you get sucked into the cult? Find out what happened to you so that you could avoid getting sucked into another cult, right? And we have to still be open to growth, right? Open to learning from our mistakes. What is it that made me join this group? Was it racism, right? Was it racism? Did I join this group because I thought that I was supporting my people? Did I join this group because I was, vulnerable? Did somebody just pass away? So I wasn't in my right mind, right? Was I too emotional? Did they bait me emotionally, right? Was it rage bait? How did I join this group? We have to get back to the basics: who, what, when, why, and how. Once you answer those questions, that will be a springboard to healing. It will be a springboard to healing, right? So it takes time. It takes time. It takes time. You don't have to rush into no other group. You don't have to label yourself as a Christian or label yourself as any way. I wouldn't even tell people anything about your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, because people are so judgmental these days and they do not understand what a cult survivor goes through. So that's just a few tips from me. Take your time, reflect on what happened to you, reflect on why it happened, research the group, learn about as much as you could about the group and the group leaders, right? Look at past interviews with ex-members. Look at educational tools you can use that are free. You look at therapeutic tools you can do, right? And take your time. Just take your time. It's not going to happen overnight. You might have to relearn some skills like communication. You might have to relearn social skills. You may have to relearn how to live in the world outside of the group. A lot of things that I had to reteach myself, right? So don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up over it. You got through it. You're here. You survived, and that's the important thing. Don't try to go back and pull nobody out. Don't try to, change people's minds. If they still believe in that group, fine. Let them do what they do. Don't have no engagement with people who are still in the cult or people associated with the cult. Cut off all communication with them because they will try to guilt trip you to make you join the cult again. All right. So for everybody listening, take your time. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. It's going to take some time. Check out my main channel, Charisma Speaks. Check out my website, charismaspeaks.com. I share my story. I share videos. And even on this channel, I share a lot of videos. And stay tuned for the more videos that I'm going to put out here, y'all. All right. I'm gone, y'all. I'll be back with more videos like this. Again, appreciate everyone's support. Everyone who's going to watch the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see y'all on the next Tales from the Cult episode. Peace.